Well, hello Ballsy Thinkers, and today we find ourselves in London at one of the temples of Ballsy Thinking. It's Foyles, which is one of London's most famous bookshops, and it covers about 5 floors, and there's one particular area which we're going to go to which kicks off this vlog about self-development. So we've arrived at the self-development section in Foyles, and here's the books that you can see a whole range of how you can follow different types of formulas to improve your ballsy thinking. Increasingly people are asking you to fix this and fix that, so I've just come here to start this vlog, because this vlog is about 10 balls for highly effective ballsy thinkers. So 10 balls for highly effective ballsy thinking, or 10 balls for ballsy thinkers. If you aren't in it, you can't win it. If you're not at the table, you can't take part in the spoils. Ball number 1 is play ball. And on this lovely summer day here in England, you can see behind me the game of cricket, and it's usually that the American equivalent, I guess, which is baseball, where they start to shout play ball, and they got it right, because at the end of the day it's all about energy, it's all about participating. And 30 years ago, when I started to develop these balls, I was an army officer, and I was told that I was in a training office position, and I was told that I needed to give the guys some slides on a disease called AIDS, which was ravishing communities across the Western world and indeed the world. And I put together a few slides because I thought the slides from the medical officer would be a bit boring, and I called it the theory of balls. And then I had 6 of them, and over the years, as I've gone on to do different jobs and so on, I've added to them, and that's what I'm delivering during the course of this vlog as a great foundation for being a great ballsy thinker. And the channel will have lots of blogs with people who are doing interesting things in all sorts of professions, and play ball. That's what I'm going to do. I'm playing ball with ballsy thinkers. Play ball. And so we're here at the Battle of Britain Memorial to celebrate really people who had balls, whether they were men or women, between July and October 1940. These people in the Battle of Britain saved this country from potential invasion by the Nazis. So number 2, have balls, and it's not a gender specific thing. If you consider just on the other side of this block, number 10 was inhabited by, say, Mrs. Margaret Thatcher. I know she's Lady Thatcher, but she'll always be Mrs. T to me. And many people said she had huge cojones for the way that she dealt with some of the major issues of facing the country and indeed the world in her time. So it's gender agnostic, but you've got to go for it. You've got to have the courage to go for what you want. Number 2, have balls.
Are you going to be naughty now?
Medically, the chances are against it.
So we've now arrived at ball number 3, sea balls, which is an interesting one. And as you can see, we are at the London School of Economics here in London, and where curious minds are shaping the world. Well, that's very good. And of course, one of the things that the LSE does as well is they do a lot of prognostication, a lot of analysis about the future, which is pretty critical to economic analysis. Well, you don't have to be a university graduate to be a great ballsy thinker, but what you do need to do is continually be learning, looking for future trends, looking to surf those trends, and looking to see how you can get the most out of your knowledge so that you can add value through looking at the future trends coming along. And it's a question of just lifelong learning. If you're a lifelong learner, then you are a long way along to being a great ballsy thinker. Ball number 3, see balls.
This is it.
and it's here at the Royal Court of Justice in the Strand in London where we discuss ball number 4, and that is play the ball, not the man, and not the woman, whatever the case may be. And this may be sort of rather a British ball, the most British of them all, and it essentially means that rather going after the individual, you take the issue or you take the substance of the matter rather than focusing on individuals. Now, of course, a lot of people end up here because they don't do that, and things get personalised, and that's when you end up in court, when a lot of things which end up here, to be frank, are trivial. They're personal matters which, if people had taken a more sensible or more considered approach, probably wouldn't need to end up in the courts. But that's where we are. Play the ball, not the man or not the woman. The mother of parliaments in London, the world's ballsiest city, and we've chosen this location for ball number 5, which is talk balls. Well, what does that mean? Well, in there they do a lot of talking, but talking is a lot better than fighting each other and physical violence. Jaw, not war. And anybody who lives in Britain is incredibly proud of this place because, okay, there's lots of imperfections, but the fact is people talk things through, arguments are made, reported in the press and so on. And even in your life, ball number 5 is really important. You've got to learn to speak up, have an argument and talk balls, because that's the way that you can progress, not only on your own, but express what your wants are and what you want out of life. So ball number 5, talk balls.
Instead of being an hour of topical comment and discussion, it's become an hour of belligerent knocking shop.
This programme, so is not a knocking shop. I do.
So we're now at BBC Broadcasting House in the centre of London, and the ballsiest city in the world houses probably one of the best known broadcasters in the world, which of course is the British Broadcasting Corporation. And this is where we learn about ball 6, which is listen for balls. And that means that you've got to have and develop your own reality detector for what you're listening to. Now, whether or not you think the BBC is bull, or whether you think the BBC is actually a credible organisation and broadcasts around the world in sort of 82 to 100 different languages, depending on the day and the dialect, they're a good example of the fact that whatever you listen to, you need to discern your own appreciation and reality of what you know and what you think they're saying. Don't just accept anything for granted. So, ball 6 is listen for balls.
Hello there, we start on the markets because a day after Wall Street closed at new record highs, the jitters have returned.
It's too much pressure.
So ball number 7 is juggling balls. And this is a myth buster because it's often said that only women can multitask. But the fact is, to be a ballsy thinker, you need to be able to juggle the different things in life, whether you're learning new things or whether you're just practicing your everyday personal administration. And that is why juggling balls is so important. And if you can do that and you can do it efficiently, then there's more time for other things for your self-improvement. So number 7 is juggling balls. Well, here we are at the London Eye, built for the millennium, and supposedly just a short-term artifact, and yet now it's still here 22 years later and one of London's favourite tourist attraction. And we're here for ball number 8, which is eye on the ball. And the nub of this is you get what you focus on, so focus on what you want. And that is, so many people have different, they change around a lot and they swap different focus, or they lose focus on what they really want out of life. And to be a true ballsy thinker, you've got to focus what you want, and you've got to get there and achieve it. So number 8, eye on the ball.
Keep your eye on the ball. Try again. Eye on the ball. Yeah, let's go.
So we started this series with ball 1 on a cricket pitch in the English sun, and here we are, we've arrived at ball 9, score with the ball, outside a Premiership club, Watford FC. And of course, it's very important for these guys to score with the ball because this is the richest sporting league in the world. They get literally tens of thousands of pounds a week, some of them. And unfortunately for Watford, they've been relegated. It's the last game of the season. They're playing Leicester, so no matter what they do today, it's not going to help them. But for us, whether we set business goals or we set family goals or we set financial goals, we are judged across our lifetime on how well we perform as balls. And ballsy thinkers need to really understand that in this instance, being a completer finisher is an accolade. So, ball 9, score with the ball. And we come to the final ball, ball 10, which is have a ball. You can find indices on how happy countries are. You can see surveys on what cities are most fun. And frankly, I believe that if you follow some of the balls in this vlog, then you will end up having a happier and more fun life. I'm going to leave you with all of the 10 balls as we work our way out, but if you've liked this video, please give us a lick and subscribe, because we're going to have some interviews with some great ballsy thinkers going forward over the weeks, months and hopefully years, and also some great tips for even more effective ballsy thinking. Ball 10, have a ball.